Working with goals, we can spend a lot of time planning them, making sure they're specific, doing all the stuff of which there's a load of information out there about. But there's also 3 very important factors that need to be in place in order for us to be able to achieve them. That if they're not, mean that we're going to come up with obstacles. So that's what we're going to look at here, these 3 beliefs that we need to have in order to support our goals. So the first is it possible for me to achieve this goal? Versus obviously impossible. The second is, am I able to achieve it? This is looking at skills and competencies that we may have or we may not have. And lastly, is it worth it? And just as importantly, am I deserving of it? Am I worthy of it? If we have all 3 of these in place, then that means that we're able to achieve our outcome. And this 3 elements is commonly known as PAW. So if we have a want, a desire, a goal or an outcome, and we have these 3 elements, that means that we can take all of the right steps when we're working through our goals functionally and well in order for us to be able to achieve our goals. So let's look at them in a little bit more detail here. So if we're going through the PAW, the first one is possible. So is it possible for me to achieve this goal or outcome? Now, often we can get that a little bit confused with actually, do I have the competency or other resources, etc., that we need? So the first thing we need to make a definition of is it possible for me? And if it's not possible for me, and just check in when we're going through all these questions for just any uncomfortable feelings or whether there's that immediate yes. So is it possible for me to achieve this? And if not, would it be possible for someone else to achieve it? And if that's the case, well, what's the difference? This is where it's useful to kind of spot the difference. What is it about them versus you? And whatever that gap is, how can you go about actually getting that? Likewise with possibility, do you know what it is that you're actually trying to do? It's very important to really clarify this so that you can perceive it to be possible. So let's move on to our ability. Are we able to actually achieve this goal? So this is, do we have the ability to achieve it? In other words, do we know how to do it? Do we have the skills and the competency and the resources and the time and the equipment, access to the right people? Have we learned enough and gained enough information or experience in order to be able to achieve this goal? And if not, then I would suggest that you need an outcome before you start going on with this outcome, which is actually coming up with what it is that you need to do in order to develop the particular competency or gather the resources in order to be able to support this goal. So if you believe that you've got the skill and are working on or have gathered the resources in order to be able to get it, then it's worthwhile thinking about, is it worth it? What's the point of it? What's going to be the sacrifices that are going on alongside this? Is it really worthwhile losing out on or giving up other things if a sacrifice is in place in order for you to achieve this? Why is it worth it? What are you going to gain out of it? And this is the little hidden one that often gets in the way of us obstructing ourselves with our goals. Are you actually deserving of it? And I would hope, and I would also suggest, that you are just as deserving as any other human being. We all deserve to work at our best potential and to be able to get the most fulfilling life that we can possibly have for ourselves. It doesn't matter what's gone in the past, we're still worthwhile and deserving of being able to try and work on being the best people that we possibly can. So if you're getting a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling around this when it comes to deserving, just stay with it for a little bit, because a lot of time that passes. When you just play the question over and over again, am I deserving of it? Well, yes. And sometimes it's useful to go, well, why not? Why aren't I deserving of it? And come at it from that angle. If you are getting some stuff that's coming up that genuinely are what we would class as limiting beliefs around actually whether you're worthy of it or whether you're deserving of it, then that's going to take a little bit more input than obviously what this is about right here. So get in touch, or just park that up and go and access some help in terms of looking at that particular belief. There's many things that can be done to help support, start shifting that for you.